Okay, so when you go to settings here, you'll see your name or whatever name you want to display. List the suppression list. Remember, on your initial email, you will not have a suppression list or populated it within there. But once you do your first one, it'll start to accumulate. So it accumulates all these email addresses, and they'll build in that file that we have right here. Okay, you create a subject line, and the time delay in seconds between messages is important because I think if it's less than 7 seconds, your web hoster will see it as spam and probably shut you down. I try and keep it within 10 to 7 seconds on delay. It's preferred. Over here, your server is going to be your username and your user email. Your password is going to go right here for that server. Your server location, you'd have to get with your whole web host company to find out what your server location is and the port they send their information through. So they'll be able to provide that to you. And then ultimately you can put a reply to address with this account. So this would be what they would see as the reply to and get back with you. There's multiple servers here, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down. You just fill out the ones you need. Go ahead and close them out. Now in this case, I've got my actual settings that I'm going to put in here for my own. So once all this is done, your body has been populated, your suppression list is up to date, your to mail list, which remember I put to myself twice, and my settings. Now you remember earlier when I scraped the list and then I checked against the suppression list, I had copied it to this file. This is that file right here. You see? And it's because I pulled the suppression list, and then out of that suppression list, what I scraped off, it scraped off and it created a new file. So that's ultimately you're going to be your process. You're going to scrape, you're going to clean up the list for duplicates, you're going to remove any at Craigslist.org and or Backpage.org. It depends who you use. And then with the list owie, you're going to compare it to your suppression list, which is here, and then ultimately I put it back in here as my email list. But this is the one I would copy to this file and put them in here, because that's where the program looks, is a to mailing list. So once that's done and your settings are set, another word of advice for your hostings, there's not too many web hosts out there. You have to find some that are compliant tolerant. In other words, they know you're trying to do business, emailing folks, and hopefully not as a spammer, but you don't want to end up on a spam list, because that'll ultimately block you, which means you won't be able to send out any more emails until you go to another web hosting service. So what I would recommend to you is probably do a search, look for some compliant tolerant web hosts. You may want to type that in Google, find a few. If not, email me. I have a few. I won't publicly announce for any because I don't advertise for those guys. Now they'll allow maybe running 1,000 emails a day possibly. Anything more than that, they're going to look at it and they're going to say, well, you know, this guy's spamming. So they're tolerant to an extent, but if people start complaining, you know, you want to use guys that 1 and 2 complaints aren't going to shut you down. So that's my word of advice there. So once we go to the advanced mailer, it runs the program, which kind of reminds you, you know, what you need to do. Save the body. The to mail list is required. The from mail list, make sure it's free of duplicates. Okay, ensure that the suppression list text is your most recent, and that you don't have any Craigslist in your mailouts, and you'll see the status up here at the top left corner. Now what that does, it's doing a connection to your servers, and it's sending it through. Now I'll go ahead and cancel that. Right here, this email log, I'll cancel that one too. It keeps running. Okay. So this email log will tell you your status, and you can see I canceled them both, but it said unable to connect the server and unable to connect the server. If it connects, you'll see it'll say connected this time and that time. So that's every email you send, it'll create a log for it. Okay, so that's just about all there is to this. Don't forget, guys, send me an email, contact me. I'll get you these two softwares here, and then I'll send you the direct mailer. I could sell you the program I have for scraping. Of course, that's the only thing I've had to pay for it. It was roughly, in the $200 range, but it does everything I need to do in both Craigslist and Backpage. Or send me an email and I'll tell you how to find your own scraping program, or how to have it created. And again, it's going to cost almost about the same. So just keep that in mind, guys. I hope you enjoyed the videos. This is start to finish, guys. There's nothing, no punches pulled here. It's just sometimes you got to pay a little bit to get the rest of the programs to make it work. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great day.